You can't say they don't warn you. The Happiness of the Katakuris opens with a funny, savage sequence where a girl, delighted with her fancy French soup, is suddenly assaulted by a stop-motion cherub imp that rips out her uvula. And then there's a violent, bloody food chain sequence where various animals, a crow, a snake, a reborn imp, baby birds, all kill and eat each other in a gruesome fashion. The director, Takashi Miike, jokingly said that the entire film is summed up here, and he only hopes that people will find some reason to continue watching afterwards. But you can't trust Miike, who on the commentary says how sad he is that one of his actors passed away just last year. Oh, just kidding, he's actually fine. The opening sequence doesn't actually set up the movie's themes or plot, but it does prepare you to never get comfortable. The Happiness of the Katakuris piles styles upon styles, all funny and gross and simultaneously joyful and fatalist. It's a glamorous musical slasher farce, and a poignant film about family values. As Tolstoy famously opened, all happy families are alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. And both of these statements are true of the Katakuris. Where they are happy is in pursuing a bucolic dream of leaving the city behind, showing hospitality to those in need and those who seem like godsends, strengthening family bonds, forgiving prodigal children, respecting their elders, producing children, and wives supporting their husbands' dreams. Traditional family values, especially in Japan. On the other hand, they are an odd bunch of losers, a failed shoe salesman and his naive wife, their son and daughter, a disgraced businessman and a love-hungry young mom who falls for an obviously sketchy American naval officer, a senile grandfather whose great talent is in killing things with logs. Even more odd are the misadventures that befall them as they attempt to open their idyllic bed and breakfast near a future highway route in the shadow of a volcano. Impending doom frequently decides not to pend much longer. One by one, travelers show up to rent a room and they die in ways that are either grisly or absurd or even predictable. The first, played by film critic Tokitoshi Shiota, sits up all night sharpening the room key fob into a pick, with which he commits suicide. The father's reaction, "He had a knife. Why did he have to use our key?" And the family's reaction? The musical numbers are frequent and usually bizarre. The Height is a jaunty fantasy number where the daughter and her fake foreigner suitor declare their love, climaxing in him dying, possibly because of the strings he's flying with, and being revived Snow White style. Or maybe The Height is the chipper showdown between the family and the zombies of their B&B's victims. At a certain point, the joke is no longer that Miike is going to spring something weirder on us than he did 5 minutes ago. It's that the family knows that they are fated to host future victims. We start laughing when the victims-to-be show up, and the Katakuris pale in horror, knowing how much longer these folks have to live. By the end of the movie, they're digging mass graves before the doomed victims have even been threatened. Miike is, to say the least, an eclectic director. He's probably best known in the States for the hyper-violent thriller Ichi the Killer and the horror classic Audition. But he has almost every imaginable genre under his belt. His remake of Django, done entirely with Japanese actors speaking stilted English, except for a notable cameo by Quentin Tarantino, is well worth watching, at least for a few "I can't believe they did that's." The Happiness of the Katakuris is 2 straight hours of "I can't believe they did that." It's nominally a remake of the Korean black comedy The Quiet Family, whose director barely recognized it as a remake, but admitted he didn't hate this film. They'll let you shoot anything in Japan, he said. But that being said, even the seasoned studio owners in Kyoto, where the film was made, were baffled by all the stuff happening in it. It can be said that this film lacks discipline. After multiple reviewings, I still don't know what the point of the violent food chain animation was at the beginning. Miike himself admits that one violent fight scene turns into claymation because one of the actors was just too old to film it, and the other one was just out of shape. And the repeated appearance of Itako, blind or near-blind spiritualists who invite ghosts into their own bodies to communicate with the living, it never has a clear connection to the plot, other than to paint an eerie pall over everything. But I, for one, find the whole mess thoroughly entertaining. The movie is relentlessly optimistic, even when mired in filth and gore. Dreams, even fever dreams, can indeed come true.